Hello everyone, my name is Zach and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be doing a tag, but first I want to make a few quick announcements. Number one, this is kind of a serious topic slash tag, but I'm in kind of a silly mood right now and I'm reading a book that's going to require a bit of a serious discussion video. And I don't want to have like too many serious videos in a row because that's just not my jam. I prefer to make videos that are more fun and lighthearted, so I'm just going to kind of let myself have some fun with this video today. So I'm sorry if you think book snobbery demands serious conversation. It's not going to happen. It's not the video today I'm making. So, sorry about it. Second thing, yes, I did cut my hair. In high school, whenever I would cut my hair, I'd get people, "Did you cut your hair?" Like, yeah, you might notice by the dramatic difference in hair length. Like, I never got small haircuts. I always, like, my hair grows out pretty long and I shave it back. And so, like, I never get why people are always like, "Did you get a haircut?" Like, yeah, pretty freaking obvious. And third announcement, and this is actually kind of a serious one, but I was invited and did accept to become a co-host of the Galactic Grimoire Book Club, which was created by Meg from Tome Infinity and Sam from Sarcasm and Sci-Fi. This is a book club where every month we're going to be reading a sci-fi book, and it needs to have some aspect of diversity to it. So we are focused on diverse sci-fi reading, and the reads last the whole month. So if you're a slow reader or you like to kind of pick when you want to read it, that's fine. We've discovered a way on Discord, because we use Discord to have our discussions, to hide spoilers. So you can kind of read at your own pace and read reactions and other comments at your own pace, and we will talk and converse with you and just kind of work our way through some great diverse sci-fi reads. So if that interests you, I'll put information in the description. I hope you'll join us. This is going up kind of late. Sorry to everyone. Kind of missed the ball on, or I kind of dropped the ball. There we go. Let's get our metaphors right. Getting it up for January, but I will make sure to get this video out far in advance. So if you want to join us in February or any month after that, you will know how to join, and you are free to join at any point, and we look forward to having you. So if it sounds like something that'd be up your alley, again, check the description. And last announcement, I might have said last announcement on the third announcement, but this is the actual last announcement, is I hit 500 subscribers recently. Thank you all so much. It blows my mind that my channel has done as well as it has, and I'm just so thankful for all of you here. My 400 subscriber special was about me. My 500 subscriber special is going to feature a special guest. I'm not sure when it's going to go up because I have to wait for my special guest to be ready. But they did confirm that they are willing to do the video, so the one person who knows about what the video is has mentioned that they think it's going to be a great video, and I think it's going to be a great video as well, so I'm really looking forward to doing it, and hopefully it will be up soon. I don't want to make any promises, but it should be fun. Okay, so there we go. And now on to today's feature presentation, the Book Snob Book Tag. I was tagged months ago by Laura from What Everyone Else Is Reading. Laura, I'm sorry this took me so long. This literally took me months. I'll have to check when exactly she tagged me, because I don't even remember. But I'm finally doing it, Laura. And this tag was created by Tia and All the Books, so I will leave Laura's channel and Tia's channel linked in the description. If you want to check their videos out, please consider doing so. And I have not read these questions. I don't have answers prepared, which is probably going to create an editing nightmare for myself. So let's just dive in and see how this turns out. Alright, question 1. Adaptation Snob. Do you always read the book before you see the movie? No, I don't always read the book before I see the movie. If I know I want to read the book, or I'm interested in reading the book, and the movie is coming out, then I will usually read the book first, because I like to see what the original source material was and how the director adapts it, and how they maybe come at adapting it from a different angle. They get different things out of the story, so they focus on different aspects of the story, and which parts of the story they choose to focus on, and what they change, and kind of analyze, you know, whether or not I like the changes, whether or not I think it makes it better or worse, or neither. I just like the comparison, but when it comes to something like Lord of the Rings, which I didn't watch as a child, but I decided I probably needed to when I got a little older, I didn't really have any interest in reading the books. I've heard they're very long, and they focus mainly on lots of walking and lots of world building. neither of which seemed like books for me. So I just decided to go ahead and just watch the movies because it'd be easier, and everyone loves the movies anyway, so I didn't figure I was losing. So generally I will if I'm interested in the book, but not always. Format snob. You can only choose one format in which to read books for the rest of your life. Which one do you choose? Physical books, ebooks, or audiobooks? I would probably pick audiobooks, even though I get through books a little slower on audio a lot of the time. Audiobooks allows me to do other things while I am enjoying a book, and I really like that about them. And audiobooks are a format that I have used to consume storytelling pretty much my entire life. When my mom really couldn't get me into books as a kid, she got me into audiobooks instead, and she was just happy that I was consuming books in some form. So I would probably stick with that because it's the one that's tried and true and tested, and I can do it while I'm working out or bike riding or doing work around the house or painting or playing video games. Whatever I'm doing, as long as it doesn't require active listening, I can put a book on and multitask. And I really enjoy that about audiobooks. And though I enjoy physical reads, you do have to sit there and make it the only thing you're doing at the time. And so I think audiobooks have the slight advantage, so I would stick with that over physical books. Ebooks are definitely my least favorite. I understand the appeal. They're usually cheaper. They're better for the environment, but I just don't enjoy the reading experience of having a little screen. Part of the reason I picked up reading was to spend less time looking at screens. So looking at a screen to read when I'm trying to read to spend less time looking at screens, kind of counterproductive. Ship snob. Would you date or marry a non-reader? Yes. Is this real? Is this really a thing? Like, I would date or marry a person because we click and we have, similar interests, and I have other interests besides reading, and, opposites attract, so maybe they're not really into that, or maybe they prefer film, or... Is this really a thing? Their status as a reader would be one of the, last things I worry about. I'm more concerned about a myriad of other things before the question of reading comes up. So, is this really a concern people have? I'm sorry, but that just makes me laugh. Genre snob. You have to ditch one genre, never to be read again for the rest of your life. Which one do you ditch? Am I supposed to ditch one I like? Because, I can ditch romance and be fine. I don't pick up romance books, so it's not that challenging. I also wouldn't read, historical fiction or westerners. Or westerners? I would be fine giving up historical fiction or westerns because I never pick them up. If I had to get rid of a genre I actually read, I guess I would give up memoirs. And the logic behind that is I can easily watch documentaries and interviews and get a lot of the same information I can get from memoirs. So even though I enjoy memoirs, and especially autobiographies, memoirs are autobiographies. I'm clumping memoirs, autobiographies, and biographies into one. I guess I should have said biographies, but whatever. I started saying memoirs, so there's no going back now. It's not like I can do another take or something. It's easy to get that information elsewhere, even if you're not getting it from one point of view, which is kind of the appeal, especially of autobiographies to me, is you're getting it from the person themselves. So I guess if I had to get rid of a genre I like to read, it would be that. Uber genre snob. Oh boy, this is intense. You can only choose to read from one genre for the rest of your life. What genre do you choose? Oof. Science fiction, and the reason I picked that so easily is because sci-fi blends really well with other genres. So if I want to read fantasy, I can read sci-fi fantasy, or if I want a horror novel, I can read sci-fi horror, like the Alien books. So if I pick sci-fi, I don't really feel like I'm giving up much of anything. I enjoy genre fiction, and most genres blend with sci-fi, so I can just read a book that combines whatever genre I'm wanting to read with sci-fi. So consider that a hack for this book tag. Don't tell anyone. Shh, it's our little secret, all right? Community snob. Which genre do you think receives the most snobbery from the bookish community? Okay, so I kind of have 3 different answers for this. Oh boy. So I feel like in everyday life, from just people in general, probably romance. There's a lot of stereotypes for romance readers. Part of it, I think, is the covers for romance books. The cover designers really do you romance readers dirty, because it's either like a shirtless dude or like a still from a classy porno before the clothes get taken off, or like the majesty that is alien romance covers, which are just glorious. They're so bad. I love them. So from people at large, I'd say probably romance. From the community themselves, I feel like if you're talking the book Twitter, booktube, online community, maybe classic readers. And the reason I say that is because I think there's a big stereotype that if you read classics, you're like a classic snob, like you're kind of an academic type. It's all, oh yes, these classics are far more dignified than your silly fiction. And so I feel like if you say you read classics, people are kind of like, are you just casually into classics, or are you like one of those people? But I do want to say from my own experience, and I don't really know if this is as much on the readers as it is on the genre itself, sci-fi tends to get lambasted by anyone who doesn't love it. I mean, there's obviously people who love sci-fi like me, and the people who run Galactic Grimoire. But there's always this kind of attitude where people are like, you're one of those sci-fi readers? You like science? You're good at that science stuff? I can't do it because I'm not good at science. And it's like, we're not reading chemistry textbooks. Like, I get not reading hard sci-fi. Like, if you don't want to read The Martian because it's way too much science, I really understand that. But there's like space opera and all sorts of, sci-fi fantasy, as I said, like genres that are set in space or, that involve space that are considered sci-fi that don't have much science at all or have completely bogus science. And so it's just like, sci-fi is not as bad as some of y'all think. You just need to find the right sci-fi for you. So subjectively to me, I feel like I hear a lot of kind of gripes about sci-fi. But I don't know if we catch as much crap and get snobbed about as much as the other 2 I mentioned, so I don't know if that's an honorable mention or a subjective, let's call it what it is, whining about people not loving one of my favorite genres. So there you go. And number 7, Snobbery Recipient. Have you ever been snubbed for something that you have been reading or for reading in general? Not off the top of my head. I get a lot more snobbery, I feel like, about the things I don't read than the things I do read. Like, you say, don't know if I'm super interested in Sarah J. Maas, and it's like, oh, you one of the Sarah J. Maas haters? You just gonna blindly hate on her? And it's like, no, I just don't really know if sort of smutty fairy books are really what I'm interested in. I guess a little, but, like, I haven't been judged by, like, someone on the street for reading books. I don't tend to read like Star Wars books or something like that in public, things that I feel like I would get judged for. So as I said, I think I have received some snobbery, but the people I tend to receive snobbery from are people whose opinion I don't usually care about, so like it's not that big of a deal. So take that for what you will. So that's it for this tag, and I suppose I should have thought about who I was tagging. Okay. I have 3 people. So, first person I want to tag is Ariel from She Wants the Diction. Ariel, I really enjoy her channels. She brings a lot of different perspectives than me, because, we're different races, we're different genders, and she introduces me to a lot of viewpoints that I feel I wouldn't have if I didn't watch her channel, and I feel like she'd have a lot of interesting answers to these questions, so I'd love to hear Ariel answer these questions. The next person I'm going to tag is Katie from Patronosaurus Reads. I've really been enjoying her channel, so Katie, I would love to see you do this. And then last, I'm going to tag Claudio Corvera books. He, I believe, is not from America. I don't remember if he said where he's from, but I'm like 80% certain he said he's not from the US. So I'd love to see if, like, internationally there's any differences culturally as far as, like, how reading is concerned, and if, like, the types of reads are different, if that makes sense. So there's the 3 people I'm tagging. Anyway, that is the end of the tag. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you feel so inclined, and I will see you next time.